really want to thank Governor Wolf for taking the opportunity to come and see Factory. We take a lot of pride in what we've built, and are very thankful for the partnership with the state and the local government as well. We've worked very closely with Lehigh Valley Economic Development, as well as the Governor's Action Team, which has been very helpful for getting some of our projects off the ground, like the Stuff Puffs manufacturing plant we have a couple miles up the road here. So it's been really great having you here and showing you everything that we've built here. Like I said, we take a lot of pride in the revitalization of the area of South Bethlehem and being a part of that. And we're a growing economic engine for the area. We're a $250 million fund. We invest in emerging food, beverage, and pet companies. And when we make an investment, we have them locate in the building to leverage all the resources that we have here. So we have a 50-person team in the building here that spans all areas of operations for food, beverage, and pet companies. And when we partner with a company, they can come here, we'll let them focus on whatever they're best at, and then supplement their organization with our team. And the goal being, grow these up quickly and ultimately sell to a strategic. But we see this happening a lot where, just like the Stuff Puff story, they'll relocate to be in the building here, grow in the building, outgrow this building, and then go take space in the Lehigh Valley and have a standalone team there. So that's the story that played out with Stuff Puffs. They have 140 new jobs that they've put in place there. Across Factory, we're only about 3 years old, but we've created over 200 jobs in the valley here. So we see this just being a continuous engine for bringing new, fun, innovative companies into the building, using the resources to grow, and then going off into the community and stand alone. And then ultimately, the goal for everybody is to sell them to a Kraft, ConAgra, one of the big strategic CPGs. So thank you very much.
So Keith makes it sound really easy, but this is really what he's doing here, what everybody is doing here is really important for Pennsylvania. I was grilling him about what we need to do better, and actually before that I was just trying to pull out some of the things he likes about Pennsylvania. Obviously he talked about the location, but he also talked about the great universities, the great education that folks have here. And what we can do is maybe do a better job of connecting those educational opportunities with opportunities like this. But as Keith said, once someone graduates from this place, they tend to stay in Pennsylvania. They grow right here, and they're taking advantage of the people that are here. They're serving as a magnet for people. I talked to some of the CEOs here from all over the place, and they end up coming here to Pennsylvania. Ultimately, this is what this is about. And it's really nice that you're doing this, and as a Pennsylvanian, I got to say, I really appreciate the fact that you moved here. I'm really happy to hear that it's paying off.
Thank you very much.
This is what it's all about, and it's a great thing for not just the Lehigh Valley, but for all of Pennsylvania.
Great. Yeah, thank you. And as you said, with the students, we love interns. We've brought in a lot of interns from Penn State, from Lehigh, from Northampton. We've actually taken 9 of those who came from an internship program and become full-time team members at Factory. So, we want to do a lot with the local community, all the local institutions, and just continue to support Pennsylvania and the local community and be as big a part of it as we can be.
Those of looking around, all of you are too young to remember what this building was like. It was built in the 1940s. This whole area is so transformed from where it was. This is really amazing, and I just thank you for everything. Thank all of you folks for all the things that you're doing. So now he'll take questions, and I'll listen to you.
Sure. Yes.
Any questions?
Did you see any changes during the pandemic? How did the factory adapt?
So we did. The question was about changes during the pandemic. So we did. Our team did a great job keeping everybody safe through the pandemic. We did stay open through the majority of it because we are in food manufacturing and it's an essential service. But what we really did is we dropped down to a very small team that was on site, and we supported everybody working remote. So As that opened more and more back up, we moved to a couple days on site and days working from home. But I think we all found that we could be pretty effective working over Zoom, and so we were supporting all of our team members with remote work. We put a lot of measures in place to help with childcare to the extent they were in here. So we love our people and we want to support them in any way that we can, and that means just making their lives easier through any challenge that the world may throw at them. So it was definitely some change in how we work, because you can see the environment around here. It really does feed off of a lot of people passing each other in the hallways and a lot of interaction. But it's nice to be coming back to that a little bit more. But again, we're supporting our people and adaptive.
Governor Wolf, so with the rise in COVID cases, the Delta variant, what can small businesses in Pennsylvania do for any possible mitigation efforts that may be coming and to protect themselves?
Well, make sure that their employees are vaccinated. The vaccination strategy really worked for Pennsylvania. If you look at our numbers, we're actually very close to the best in the country. I think there are a few small states that are better than us in the trailing 14 days in terms of cases. But if you look back to the beginning of the pandemic, we're also one of the best in the country in terms of the number of cases per 100,000. And that doesn't control for the age of the population. And the reason we're doing so well, I think, throughout that period, I mean, we, like everybody else in the Northeast, we had an upsurge, and we're seeing an uptick now, but it's not nearly what the rest of the country is seeing. And the reason is because we're also one of the best in the country. I think we're 9th in terms of first shots in the arm. We're one of the best in terms of vaccines. So this is a chance to say the Delta variant is, if you're vaccinated, you're not going to, if you get it at all, and there's a slim chance you're going to get any COVID if you've been vaccinated, but if you get it, it's going to be a very mild case.
And just to follow up on that, would you say that Pennsylvania businesses should mandate their employees get the vaccine to help protect business and employees?
Personally, I don't think so. I think we're at the stage where each of us needs to make up our own mind, and we need to say, okay, here's the experience we've had, and again, I gave you Pennsylvania's doing really well when it comes to the cases, and we're doing really well when it comes to vaccines. They're connected. If you want to protect yourself against COVID, whatever the variant, get vaccinated. And I think that's what employers can do, just encourage their employees to get vaccinated, because typically, people like Keith, folks who work with Keith and trust him, if he says probably ought to get a vaccine, they'll say, okay, I think that makes sense. So that would be my advice.
For the anti-violence, for you guys, how important is it that you reinvest in the valley and grow it from where it was from that types of things?
Well, really important. I mean, we have a number of towns that did really well, communities that did really well because of steel. Pittsburgh is one of the big examples, but Bethlehem is another one. And the idea is that if we want to hang on to all the great things we have here in Bethlehem, like the great universities, the center city of Bethlehem is probably one of the most beautiful towns, in my view, in the world. I might be a little biased here, but I think there's every reason to want to hold on to that and make it better. And when you have a big industry move on, you need to make sure you replace it, and that's what folks like Keith are doing. They're taking advantage of the inherent strengths of a place like Bethlehem, like the good workforce, great universities that surround it, and just a really nice community, and building and rebuilding on that. And it's no accident that I think this place is taking off very nicely. Did you want to argue that point?
I reiterate everything you said.
Okay.
It's exactly why we chose to locate here.
Okay.
We love being a part of the revitalization of this area and drawing from all the great resources that you mentioned, Penn State, Lehigh, the great universities around here. So happy to be a part of the rehabilitation of this of the south side of Bethlehem.
If,
How important is it to invest in and support small business and startups across the state?
okay, thank you for asking that question. That was a softball. It's really important, and this is, by the way, gives me a chance to tout what we have here in Pennsylvania. I've been in politics now for 7 years. Before that, I was a business owner, and build a business in Pennsylvania. And so I really enjoy getting on the phone with companies, entrepreneurs who are looking for a place to be. And I say, you can't get a better place. And Keith has sort of reinforced that. The location, all the things we have, universities, the workforce. There's so many good things about Pennsylvania. And at every point, whatever point you are as a business right now, you started out as a small business. And so this is especially important because what this group does, what Factory does, is says, as you said, you sort of look at a company that aspires to be a big company at some point, but they're small. What resources do they need when they're small to get to the point where they are a big company? And that's what this place does, and that's really important. So I think we have the raw ingredients in Pennsylvania for small businesses to do really well, and that's where everybody starts out. What Factory does, what Keith has done, is create the magic, the pixie dust that actually allows small companies to become big companies.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. That have operations in the building here. So they actually, because all the resources are here, we actually want them to relocate here ideally. So we have, now you've got the new apartments across the street, parking garages going in. California. Yes, quite a bit. They'll do about 40 million in revenue this year. It's a great environment for students, and then we love bringing them in for contests too. So we own manufacturing. So Stuff Puffs does their manufacturing plant.
Time for a tour, but that's the factory 5 miles north of here. Beautiful facility. We commissioned and started servicing sales out of that factory in January 2021.
We're in about 2,000 stores right now. Double the size of the company.
Linda's the CEO of Roar. This is our most recent investment.
Tell me about Roar.
So Roar is a vitamin enhanced vitamins B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C.
Phosphate?
And no phosphate.
Yeah, so I started the business with my husband and sister-in-law.